Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Sniper God. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and like my videos. I'm not posting very much right now. I've been quite busy with work because some recent events that happened in these past 6-7 weeks. And being fresh out of high school, it's quite hard. And I'm just here wanting to make this video to all these other teenagers or young adults around my age. You don't need to go straight into college. If you don't know what you're going for, don't go into college. It's a waste of time, waste of money. And honestly, find someone, a friend, a family member, hopefully just your parents who are willing to let you live with them for a while, because right now I made that mistake. To walk out on my parents when I was 18. I was like, you know what? I'm 18. I'm getting out of here. Packed some of my things and I left. I did leave. And that's why I ended up here. I walked 25 miles from where my parents were at to where I'm at right now, and met some people, and I was asking them for a ride. So that's some people that I met at Brandon here in Georgia. I won't tell you specifically where though, but they're like, you know what, where you going? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm walking to Florida. That's where I wanted to go. That's what I was going to go do. I didn't have a plan, none of that. I just was going to go to Florida. Didn't have a plan. Horrible plan. I guess it wasn't even a plan. So, but I got to Brandon, and they started talking to me, and like, you know what, let's call your parents, let's tell them what's happening, and we can figure this out. You stay here for a while, and we'll figure this out. They got me some food, and they talked to me more and more, and convinced me to stay here. So, to all those people who are my age, don't miss the opportunity that you have with your parents or any adults or friends you have that are willing to help you out in this horrible economy that we have now. This economy, it's not much for one person around my age or a little bit older, or pretty much anyone who are just a one-man army can handle. You can't handle things on your own, truthfully. It's hard to digest and understand, but you can't really do things this big on your own. So find someone who's willing to bring you in, help you out, help you onto your feet, like these nice people that's helped me out. They give me a place to live, food, clothing, everything, all my essentials I need. And they gave me a place to work as well, so they're not giving me money to work there, but they gave me the essentials I need with my work that I've been doing. I'm doing all kinds of work on cars, to cleaning the workshops, all this kind of work, and that's helping me pay for my living expenses, to live in where I'm living at, getting these clothes that I have. These are not the clothes that I was wearing, and this is not the hat that I was wearing when I left my parents' house, when I decided, you know what, I'm 18, I can do whatever I want. I'm getting out of here. And the mistake I've seen with most people who are my age, 18 to maybe 25, I would say, are like, you know what, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to college. Do you really know what you're doing, though? Do you know your full plan? It maybe not be a precise, every millisecond, down to the millisecond plan. But if you know a general part of your plan, think more about it. Stay with your parents for maybe even just a month or so to actually think. Don't just sit there on your phone or doing stupid things and lazy things that I've seen so many people do. Actually think and research about your decision and what you're going to do. Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to go to college to get a degree in mechanics or technician, something like that. Yeah, sure, it's a good plan, but do you know the full, you know some of the plan. You need to understand a little bit more of the plan in order to actually know, you know what, that's where I'm going. Because I want to be a game developer for Nintendo. That's not going to happen right now. Ain't going to happen tomorrow. Ain't going to happen next week or next month or even next year. That's going to happen further down the road. And I know I'm 18. You know, I just began my adult life. And my dad has said, don't live a little, live a lot. While I'm still young and capable of doing things that even people in their early 30s to late 30s or higher can't even do. So before you think about going to college, I want you to stay with your parents. I want you to think about who you're going to be staying with and choose wisely, because some people may not be as willing and as giving to let you live with them for the things that I'm doing. Necessarily being basically not being paid money wise, but being paid in work and time and effort for what you're getting from them. Especially the same thing you've been doing, or some of you would be doing as a teenager or as a little bit younger, being in your parents' house when you're younger than 18. That's what I did. I was to do chores every single day. I was to go to school and get good grades. I'm telling you, I did not get good grades. I flunked those classes. I was horrible. I wasn't saying I was a terrible kid, but I did my best to go with those rules and follow them. But I was pretty bad at tests. I thought I had the pride in knowing that I have the motivation to take this test and know that I'm going to do at least as good as I am able to. And whenever I failed, I'd go, okay, is there a way I can improve this? Now, you may think that's a nice mindset to have. It is, but not very many Gen Zs or younger people around my age or younger don't have that mentality, which I get. Some of them are not old enough to understand it, or old enough to actually have that mentality, or old enough to even care about grades. I think you should start caring about grades when you at least start high school or near the end of middle school, which is where I believe is where it actually matters to start worrying about grades. And when you should really worry about your life isn't as soon as you get into middle school or as soon as you get into high school. I mean, it would be cool to know where you're going as soon as you get into high school, but most kids think, oh, it's this and this and this. They're programmed to know that, they're programmed to think that you should just go straight to college after high school. No. You should live a lot. Not live a little, live a lot. But that doesn't mean to go to parties every other night, getting drunk off your ass, and the next morning you're going to feel crappy. And I'm telling this experience because I've been drunk. Only once. I ain't going to do it again unless it's a very important day, a very good, important day that I need to celebrate. And if I'm willing to drink. I mean, I drank once and I did not like it, probably just because of the drink I drank, but the next morning did not feel good. It was horrible. And some of these things I've seen these kids getting into, especially while I was in high school, I've seen kids vaping, talking about all these other things that being kind of things they're doing, like drugs wise. Drinking, drugs. I don't like seeing this in my generation. I don't like hearing these bad things about my generation when I could see more of my generation being as like I am, or like other adults that I see. I've seen so many adults now working hard. Like, every adult that I've met so far have been working off their ass. I've been doing that because I know that hard work will come back around in the end to be something that you're not going to expect. It's going to give you some major things that you don't understand now. The things I've learned in these past 7 weeks, actually. Next Tuesday would be 8 weeks of me moving out of my parents' house. But the things I've learned from these past 7 weeks have been extremely wild. I mean, the things that I did even in the household were horrible. And I understood from that point on of me moving, as soon as I got here, and that these amazing people were giving me this second chance at this opportunity to prove myself, to be better than I was. Had me thinking a lot and realizing that my younger self when I was in the household was not a good stuff. It wasn't. Yeah, I was lazy. I can admit that. I was lazy. I didn't do very hard work. I did some labor. Yes, that's like cutting down trees. Oh, I didn't really cut them down, but I moved tree limbs. I did all kinds of things with trees a lot. Actually, when we first moved here, we had to do a lot about trees because a tree got struck down in the front yard once. So that was fun. Fun week for me, carrying tree limbs from the front yard to the backyard. But I did some labor in that my parents' household. But being here, where I'm at right now, 6 weeks ago, I started labor. From 6 weeks ago to now, I've been doing nothing but labor. Yeah, I had free time every time I come back to my camper, which is where I'm at right now. Actually, and it's pretty nice being in the camper. But I would come home and have a nice break, and I would always feel like as soon as I get into this camper after work, I would come here to work and sit down on this couch that I'm here watching my TV, thinking, this is lazy. This is lazy of what I'm doing. But is it really? Because people who are working their asses off, like I've been doing for the past 7 weeks, do need a break. They do need a break. Because men are not supposed to work and work and work until they die, or pass out, or injure themselves so bad that they can no longer work, or work and work and work so long that they retire with absolutely nothing. And they think, well, Cyber God, why are you thinking about retirement right now? You're supposed to be living life. You're right, I am. But sooner or later, retirement will come. But you know what else might come? You want to know what else might come? It's hard to say this. It's hard to hear it from other people. It's hard to hear it in general. Death. That's number one thing. I could go to bed after this video. After posting this video, I could go to bed and realize the next morning I ain't gonna wake up. I could. It's just all up to God's plan. It's up to God's plan of where I'm heading, truthfully. So it's hard to hear. I understand that it was hard for me to hear. But at one point, you could just think every day. Be happy enough every day. Know that one day you may not wake up. So be happy. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the things you have. Don't be on your phone all the time and seeing how other teenagers are having such a great life at partying and stuff. Yeah, it looks fun, the party. It looks fun to go on these expensive cruises, eating expensive food. But enjoy your life. Enjoy what you have. Find the enjoyment in what you have at the moment. Don't look at all the losses, all the failure things, all the bad things in your life. Don't think, oh, I'm working at McDonald's and I have this horrible apartment and all this. You have an apartment while other people are either living in the streets or homeless or living off of other things like their friends and family. Or some are in campers like I am. Some may be in houses. Not the ones around my age. That's either insane, because there's no way a teenager at my age would be in a house in this economy. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's never zero. It's not impossible, but it's never going to be impossible to see a teenager at my age to be in a household with a good mortgage and a good job. It's not impossible, but it's hard to find. But find the happiness in your life. Yeah, you may be working at McDonald's, but are you earning money that you can actually pay off your bills, pay for rent, pay for food, essentials, everything? Good water? Because right now, I only have 5 to 10 minutes of hot water. And guess what? In the military, I bet you they didn't even use hot water. So I'm lucky I even have the hot water that I have right now. And I'm just happy that I'm in a place with some people that I feel comfortable with being and knowing that they could help me and are helping me to become as successful as I possibly can. Because one day it will come back to you as this big, just out of nowhere, you could be sitting on the couch or in your recliner or something, and you just be sitting there in your 70s or 80s, and then just boom, your head, you're like, holy crap, all my hard work has been paid off. Because it will eventually be paid off. All your hard work. It may seem like it's not paying off right now because you need to be out of that mentality like I have been in for a while. It's gonna happen right now. It has to. Right here, right now. Right now, right now, right now. It's been ingrained in our brains from other things, or you just happen to have that in your head. I mean, I don't know how, but it might be ingrained in your head, or you've learned it from other people, that you need things to happen right now. Right now. It needs to happen right now. You don't. It's not going to happen right now. Plants aren't going to grow within 5 seconds of planting it. You plant a seed, and you let it grow, and you help it grow into something that's bigger than you expected. From a little seed, but about this size, maybe a little bigger, like that. And you plant that, and you water it, and you help it grow. You don't just sit there, pour some water on it, and then you sit back and watch it. No, you help it grow. You help it understand and learn. You help it grow into something that's huge, and it's unexpected. But the moral of this is to at least sit back and think about what your life is going, and if you're truly actually seeing life in a good and happy life, not as I work at this horrible job, customers treat me like crap, and I'm living in this horrible apartment. Think about it as I'm actually living in an apartment. I have a job that's paying me money. May not be a good job, but I could always find a job. That's an option too. I mean, you could always find a job, but you at least have a place to stay. You have a job that from my research, most jobs do that you work in restaurants and most jobs that work in fast food normally pay you either lunch or maybe even dinner. Maybe dinner. I mean, they may have that as your lunch break if you work a normal 9 to 5. Because the places I worked would always give me some food for like lunch, or sometimes I worked late at night, so sometimes they would give me my food for lunch, but it would actually be dinner time when I ate it. So, whatever job you're working at, if it's fast food, it would be giving you food. So think of that as a happy and as a good thing in your life, that you actually have a place to live, a job. It may not be a good job, but a job that's giving you food and you're being fed. And yeah, this economy is pretty bad, knowing that you have to pay so much high prices for things. But look at the good things in life, and don't just be on the phone. Don't be always on your phone. I want you to at least turn off your phone, not just turn off the screen, but power it off. Don't put it in your pocket, but when you're at home, power off your phone and set it down. Don't turn on your TV. If you're at home and you're having either a rough day or a good day, or you come home from work and you have some time to spend, power off your phone, sit on the counter, leave your home, leave your apartment, leave your camper, leave where you're at, go outside. Doesn't matter if you're a few inches from your door or a foot away from your door, at least stand there or sit there and look up and enjoy what you have and see all the beautiful things that are outside. I have another tip though. I have a Roku, I don't know how to really say it properly, but an on Roku TV. If my camera would focus. Focus, camera, please. Is it focusing? Kind of. Okay. So I have that kind of TV. And you may not be watching this on your TV. You might be watching this on your laptop or phone or PC. But when you're on YouTube and you're watching a video and has an ad, and the ad is skippable, I want you to put your remote off to the side. If you're watching it on TV, put your remote off to the side while it's on the ad. Because that prevents you from wanting, like, put it away, not like just right by you or in reach. Put it somewhere where you have to legitimately get up to go get it, to skip the ad. Because if you practice doing that, not only does it help you give you at least some walking, some little exercise in, you realize that you could expand your focus on, because some people, I don't know if this is entirely correct, but I think most people around my age, their focus, how long they can focus I think is about a minute 30 seconds. I'm not too sure if that's actually accurate, but it's a short time. I know it's a short time. So just do that, try that, and you would see that at first you're gonna urgently go grab that remote or mouse to skip the ad. And that's okay. At least try to fight the urge to skip the ad and watch it. Or you could also try to just ignore it, but that's not going to really help you on this little trick. At least try to watch the ad. You don't have to really put all the knowledge in your head. At least just try to focus on the ad as it goes through. And if you're trying to wake up every morning and wake up a better person and have an actual wake up time, put your alarm, no matter what kind of alarm it is, somewhere far, so you actually have to get up and go get it. On this phone, I have an alarm to wake up, and I don't have it by me to skip it. I either have it by the door, or I have it on the counter, where my remote is currently at, actually. I have it on one of those two places. So I have to get up, go over there, and go get it. Because if I do that, not only are you already out of bed, but you're moving around. It helps your brain at least move enough, at least move. So if you're already up and going, so why not already get ready to go to work? Instead of just or hit the snooze button and you just go back to sleep. That's wasting your time and your energy. It truly is. And it's a pretty bad mentality to just have a snooze button. I don't normally have one. I found a certain alarm. I don't remember what it's called. I'll try to figure out what it's called. But this alarm doesn't have a snooze button. It just only has a dismiss button, which is to just turn it off entirely when you actually get up to go turn it off. And these are not the tips that I made up myself. These are tips that I've gotten from other adults, older adults around their 40s or 50s, who've told me these things, and they're like, this has helped me wake up better than it was 20 years ago. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. So for the first time, 5 weeks ago, tried it, and I realized it actually helped me out. Yeah, I was pretty good at waking up every morning, but it helped me out enough to just get ready to go. Yeah, sure, I'll normally get up and go, yeah, okay, it's time to go. I'll get it up a little, because when I was sleeping, my alarm clock would be like right here, normally by me somewhere. Normally in my house, I'm waking up, it'd be around here, maybe to my left-ish. So if I roll over to me over here, I just, turn it off and get up, moan and groan, just like maybe 5 to 10 seconds, I'm moan and groan, and get up and get ready to go to school or go to work. But giving you that chance to get up and go skip it or dismiss it would help you actually move around. It helps you move around and have your brain at least move enough or move a little. So I just a few tips and just a bit of a weird pep talk from Gen Z or an 18-year-old who's gone through a little bit of life. I don't have enough experience. I truly don't. I don't know everything. That's the other thing that most of my generation and most 18-year-olds don't understand is you don't know everything. You don't. Don't stop pretending that you know everything. Okay, you don't. Not even adults. I've met some adults that don't know everything. Actually, every adult that I've met doesn't know everything. That's impossible to know. The only one person that I know that knows everything to the last gazillion second, and yes, I just made that up, because I feel like it's gazillion second is smaller than a millisecond, but every millisecond, down to every millisecond, there's only one person who knows that. That's God. And I hope that each and every one of you who is watching this, a believer or non-believer, can at least realize that God will help you if you just believe in Him and His Son Jesus, because they will help you. They've helped me, and I realize He's there. Because 7 weeks ago, I had the people I've been living with, all living on their property, and them helping me out because I work for them or with them. They asked me one my first Sunday of being out of my parents' house and actually being on a different property. They asked me, would you like to go to church with us? You don't have to. We're not forcing you, but would you like to at least come to church with us? And I'm like, you know what? I've never been to church in my life that I can remember. And I was like, let's try it. Let's do it. I'll give it a shot. So I went to church with them first time. And I wouldn't say, not really a preacher because he doesn't consider himself a preacher, but the person up there was talking. It's not like a normal church either. They had some great music at first and very motivation music for people who believe in God. And we did a little bit of music and singing along, and then some prayers, and then the person came up to talk. And as he was talking, there's things he said that felt really towards me. I know it was towards other people too, but you feel that feeling like goosebumps basically is what I got, is from things he said, which felt very targeted towards me. So that moment I was like, okay, this actually might be something I should look into. And so near the end of him talking, he's like, you know what, if you need help and you need to talk to God, come up here, up to the stage or the podium, is what he said, to come to the podium and kneel down and just, or stand up and just talk to God. And normally, being the embarrassment person, stage fright person that I am, I would never do something like that. In broad daylight, in public, with lots of people. I would rather have someone who I'm familiar with go in first and I follow them, because I'm not a leader. I'm a follower. But I didn't go up there myself. I was pulled up there. And I believe it's God who pulled me up there. And I felt it I felt him legitimately pull me to the stage. Not a yank, just a light, hey, I'm pulling you up here. I'm letting you know that you're going to come up here and you're going to talk to me. So I went up there, and that was my first time that I remember in my entire life that I had kneeled down in front of a podium talking to God. First time that I remember. And as I was sitting there for about 5-10 minutes, I felt someone's hand on my shoulder, and that was very comforting for me, knowing that God does exist, because I wouldn't do that by myself. Just go up there by myself. I wouldn't do it myself. Feeling God pulling me up there gave me a sign, telling me that He was there. He knew that I needed help, and so I spoke to Him, and He helped me. But that'll be enough for this video. I've talked a lot. I've talked nearly 30 minutes now, pretty much 30 minutes now. But I hope you like this video, and I hope you could take at least something from this. To all my people, or Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, people around my age, or maybe even adults around my adults older than me, who lived a lot more life than I have, and understand a lot more about life than I have. And actually, I hope you see this. I hope this finds the right person and gives them the inspiration to live life and at least find God in some way. And I really hope you find someone who really needs it. So thank you all, and I will see you in the next video. I won't be doing this very often. I don't really know if I'm doing this. I'm not gonna be doing this every day. This is not gonna be a really often thing, but I might be doing this in the future like this, like little pep talks or advice. I'm just trying to figure out my situation where I'm at right now and figure out how to record more videos, because right now I have my TV right here. I'm legit have my phone stand on my TV recording this. So I'm just, as I'm even when I'm recording this, I'm thinking about how to record different videos. So this will not be an everyday thing. But anyways, thank you all for at least looking at this video. You don't have to subscribe, but I would love the subscription. I would love if you subscribe to me, and for you to like this video. You don't have to. I'm not gonna force you to like. I'm not, and I'm not. I don't have anything sponsored. So, anyways, I will see you guys in the next video, and that'll be all for Sniper God.